How much does it really cost to travel on a cruise ship? We often are asked how much it costs to cruise, but there are so many variables that affect the price. So I thought I would show you an example of two couples who book the exact same cruise. These couples are looking at a 21-day cruise with Princess Cruises from London going to New York aboard the Crown Princess in July 2025. Oh, and don't forget to stick around to the end of this video as we have a quiz for you. Our first couple, let's call them Budget Brenda and Brian. They're sailing in a guaranteed interior cabin. That means that they don't pick the cabin. Princess does. And their total cruise fare, that would be $8,716.14 Canadian for two, or about $62.60 for our US friends. And our other couple on the other end of the spectrum, let's meet Sweet Life Sam and Sarah. They booked the only premier suite left, cabin R402, and their cruise fare, brace yourself, $36,742, and that is not a typo. This is in Canadian, and that works out to about $26,390 US as of today's conversion in May 2025. Before I continue, I want to remind you that this scenario is for an example of how vastly different prices can be traveling on the same ship at the same time, doing the same itinerary. Many people ask us how much it costs to live on a cruise ship. I wanted to demonstrate the extremities for you. In fact, I could probably do another video for you showing how to make these numbers even more extreme, depending on the time of year somebody books a cruise, or the travel agency they use, or even if there are sales going on, and that kind of thing. Back to Brenda and Brian. They have selected the guaranteed cabin and have decided that they will pay for things as they come along. So their cruise fare covers the basics: the cabin, main dining, and daily entertainment. Their fare does not include any insurance. It doesn't include drinks, excursions, or the spa. Now, this also doesn't include the daily cost of gratuities either, which in the interior type cabin is about $15 US per day per person. So realistically, they would end up with an additional bill at the end of their cruise of another $630 US for this 21-day trip for the two of them. Now, this 21-day itinerary is pretty unique too. This cruise will be going to Norway, to Iceland, Greenland, Canada, and these are all once-in-a-lifetime locations. Of course, either couple could explore these places on their own, but another cost to factor in on this Princess cruise is that either couple, if they wanted to go on an organized excursion, they would have to pay extra. Meanwhile, what about Sam and Sarah? They are booking the Penthouse Suite on the ship, and they have more inclusions because they've also opted for the Premier Princess package as well. So their fare will cover all of their drinks, specialty dining, the thermal spa access, daily fitness classes, and even laundry. And the best part also is that they won't be having the additional gratuity charge at the end of their trip, as that is included in their price too. So what are some of the differences in terms of the daily aspects between these two couples? Well, on sea days, Brenda and Brian have a great time enjoying trivia, going to the buffet, and opting to splurge every once in a while for a cappuccino or a glass of their favorite wine. And Sam and Sarah, meanwhile, spend each morning hanging out in the thermal suite. They attend daily spin classes, they go to specialty restaurants, they have their seats saved for them in the theater, and end their nights with limitless martinis. Really, what I'm trying to show you is that there are so many variables of pricing and experiences on the same ship. So let's talk about the totals now. Budget Brenda and Brian spend $8,716 Canadian dollars for their fare, plus 630 US dollars in gratuities. So that's 882 in Canadian dollars at today's rate. So I just calculated everything back into a total price of Canadian dollars, which is $9,598 Canadian. On top of this, they would have to consider any additional things that they would like, such as alcoholic drinks, specialty coffee, specialty dining, going to an exercise class, and that kind of thing. Oh, and by the way, the Crown Princess charges everything in US currency while you're on the ship. So let me just add a little plug of my own at this time, saying that I have made a number of videos on how to save money on your cruise. But here is one that you may want to check out now. So that 9,598 Canadian works out to 6,855 for my US friends for 21 days, doing an amazing itinerary for 2 people in an interior cabin. And for those who really like math, that's $163 American per person per day. And Sam and Sarah, well, their fare is $36,742, and that's $26,243 American dollars, which works out to a whopping $624 American dollars per day per person. That's a huge difference for the same ship, same itinerary, but completely different daily experiences. Can you see how difficult it is for me and Kirk to answer the question of what is the real cost of cruising? We've made a couple of videos that show you our exact costs from living on ships, so I will link one right here for you and link another in the description below for you as well. Now, I would like to know, who are you more like? Take our cruise ship retirement quiz linked below and see if you're more like Brenda or Sarah, and let us know in the comments. What's the most you would pay for a 21-day cruise like this? Whether you're cruising on a budget or going all in on luxury, knowing your numbers does make a difference. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who dreams of retiring at sea. Just make sure that they know the real cost. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.